being king of the pirates is about being more free than anyone.
Huh?
We're here. We're free.
Freedom. It's a word that drives both Monkey D. Luffy and Eren Yeager, both chasing the same ideal, but ending up on completely different paths. Where Luffy sees freedom as adventure and connection, Eren sees it as destruction and escape. Today, we're going to analyze how these two different characters define freedom, and why their interpretations are so different. For Luffy, freedom is about living life without limits. His dream of becoming king of the pirates isn't about power, domination, or control. It's about being the freest man on the seas. Luffy's freedom is rooted by joy, exploring the unknown, protecting his friends, and refusing to let anyone dictate his path. What makes Luffy's vision so inspiring is that it isn't selfish. He's not only wants to live freely, but he wants the people around him to be free as well. His freedom builds, creates, and uplifts. Luffy doesn't try to change people. He doesn't tell his crew who to be or how to live. He accepts them exactly as the way they are, flaws and all. His idea of freedom extends outward. I want to be free. I want you to be free too. For Luffy, freedom isn't just a destination. It's the way he eats, laughs, and throws himself into danger for his friends. It's the joy of being alive on his own terms. Eren's relationship with freedom is much darker. From childhood, he despised cages. First, the walls of Paradise, then the oppression of Marley, and eventually the very existence of enemies beyond the horizon. To Eren, freedom means breaking chains, no matter the cost. But unlike Luffy, his vision of freedom grows increasingly destructive. As the story progresses, he comes to believe that the only way to truly be free is to eradicate anything that threatens his people. His freedom isolates him, consumes him, and ultimately leaves him alone in his pursuit. Eren sees freedom not as coexistence, but as survival, as if someone stands in the way of his people's freedom, then they have to be eliminated. To him, peace without destruction is just another form of slavery. Eren's freedom isn't just for himself. He believes he's carrying the burden of slaughter so that his friends and future generations of Eldians can be free. In his eyes, his sacrifice is what ensures others won't live as prisoners. One of the biggest reasons Luffy and Eren see freedom so differently is the worlds they come from. One Piece is set in a vast ocean full of islands, culture, and endless opportunities for adventure. Yes, there's oppression, corruption, and danger, but there's also hope. There are always new horizons to chase. In that kind of world, freedom naturally feels like adventure. Anyone can set sail. All you need is a boat and a dream. Pirates, adventurers, and wanderers live without borders. Sailing itself becomes the ultimate act of freedom. Despite their bad reputation, pirates in One Piece symbolize the fight for individuality and self-determination. The Pirate King isn't the strongest ruler, but the freest man on the seas. Roger, Whitebeard, and Luffy all chase freedom, not domination. People like Roger, Odin, Luffy, and even Nolan embody how the sea inspires freedom through dreams. The Will of D connects those who refuse to live under oppression. It shows that the world itself produces dreamers who fight for liberation. Of course, not everyone in this world is free. The world government and the Marines represent order, control, and censorship. They silence truth, erase history, and keep people living in fear. The Celestial Dragons literally own people as slaves, so even in a world filled with endless seas, people are still trapped. Attack on Titan, on the other hand, is born from fear. Humanity is nearly wiped out, walled in, and hunted by Titans. Beyond the walls lies not opportunity, but death. And when the truth of the world is revealed, that the outside world hates aliens and will never accept them, Eren's dream of freedom twists into something darker. In a hopeless world, freedom feels like destruction. To start, humanity lives inside giant walls, supposedly for protection, but those walls are cages. People are told they're safe, but in reality, their freedom is taken away. No choice, no exploration, just survival. It's a reminder that safety without choice isn't freedom at all. And that's why Eren hates the walls so much. They represent living like cattle. Outside the walls lies the terror of Titans. They're not just monsters, they're the embodiment of humanity's lack of freedom. Even if you want to explore or live beyond the walls, you're trapped by fear of being devoured. The Titans make freedom something you have to fight tooth and nail for, not something you're given. In the end, AOT's world teaches the brutal truth. Freedom isn't free. It comes with blood, destruction, and impossible choices. Even when characters reach the ocean, they realize true freedom still lies beyond endless enemies of hatred. The world dangles freedom in front of them, but always at a terrible cost. To put their philosophies side by side, the contrast becomes clear. Luffy's freedom is creative, it gives life, builds bonds, and expands possibilities. He doesn't want to control or erase anyone, he wants to exist alongside them. Eren's freedom is destructive, it isolates him, alienates him from his friends, and leads him to commit atrocities in the name of breaking chains. Where Luffy sees freedom as a gift to share, Eren sees it as a weapon to yield. Of course, both come with a price. Creation takes patience, trust, and vulnerability. It means risking betrayal or failure. Destruction is quicker. It rips apart cages instantly, but it leaves scars, ruins, and blood. Luffy builds a world worth living in. Eren burns the world that denied him freedom. One laughs, the other one rages. And the reason both these characters resonate so deeply is because they reflect something true about us. On one hand, we crave the lighthearted, adventurous kind of freedom Luffy embodies, the ability to laugh, dream, and live without limits. On the other hand, many of us also feel Eren's frustration, the anger at being trapped by systems, circumstances, or fate itself. That's what makes their stories so powerful. Luffy inspires us by showing them freedom can be joyous and shared. Eren challenges us by showing the darker side of freedom. The lengths someone might go when the world keeps them caged. Together, they reveal that freedom isn't a single universal truth. It's deeply personal, and it can either create or destroy, depending on the person chasing it. We all want to build friendships, communities, adventures, and dreams. Luffy shows that freedom doesn't have to come at the cost of others. It can come from embracing life, laughing, and helping others grow. This is why people see One Piece as uplifting. It's the hope that freedom is about joy, not destruction. Systems, rules, oppression, even personal struggles, they can all feel unbreakable. Eren embodies the rage we feel when we want to smash through barriers. His destruction is cathartic because deep down, everyone has felt the urge to burn down what traps them. That's why AOT fans sympathize with him. Even when he goes too far, he voices the anger we often suppress. So, whose version of freedom speaks to you more? Luffy's joyous embrace of life, or Eren's relentless drive to break every chain? No matter the cost, that's the fascinating thing about these two characters. They show us that freedom is not one simple idea, but a reflection on our circumstances, our desires, and our pain. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what other anime themes you'd like me to break down, because in the end, anime isn't just about flashy fights or epic words. It's about the ideas that stay with us long after the credits roll.